Hey guys, this is Trent, founder and president of WatchmanAdvisors.com. So today I'll be getting started off with a pretty exciting tutorial that is all designed around how to get started off with designing your site. Okay, just doing that yourself and how to do that step by step using WordPress. So this is the third part in the series of launching your e-commerce business using WordPress. So by the time you're done with this tutorial here today, you should be able to know how to go about customizing your site design using the Avada Premium WordPress theme that we've been using here so far in this system. And then you should be able to know how to find free commercial images to use on your site and how to customize those to your liking, and then how to upload your logo and your favicon. And I'll teach you what that is if you're not sure what that means. And then also I'll teach you about how to create and optimize your images using this free editor online. It's kind of similar to Photoshop. So it's a pretty cool tool, and it's also free, like I said. And so I'll teach you also why you might want to consider using that compared to some of the other systems out there. So yeah, let's jump into things here. So the first is I'm going to show you how to get some free commercial images without having to pay for them, obviously. And there's all kinds of paid commercial or paid image sites out there, stock photography sites like 123rf.com or istockphoto.com, and the list goes on and on. But just to help you get started off with finding some free commercial images, you can come over here to this site called Pixabay, so Pixabay.com, and just search for the images that you're interested in. Okay, so as it says here, you can look for images, vectors, and videos. So if I were to type in, let's say, nature, okay, kind of show you how this works if you're not familiar with this site. So up at the top, these are paid images, okay, and those are from Shutterstock, which is another paid stock photography site. So don't worry about clicking on those unless you wanted to get those from that site. But that's how they make their money, okay, is having those advertisements on their site. But this is one of the ways. And then down below, these are the free images, okay? So if you wanted to use any of these images, okay, you could simply, click on the image. And if you wanted to use this image on your site, then you just click on free download, and it'll just download straight to your website or onto your computer. Then you can put it on your website, I mean. Okay, so you could type in, let's say, if I was running an e-commerce site that was selling herbs, then some of these images might be conducive towards my goal, And so, as you can see, there's a lot of pretty nice images, on here. And if you were to want to use any of them, you just, like I say, click on free download, and you can look at the different sizes here. And depending on the size that you really need, you can select the appropriate, size. And so the site that we've been customizing in the series here, in this training series, has been this ecomxl.com. And so we're going to go back over here to this WordPress site, okay, in this demonstration, and to show you where to go to upload an image if you find one here on Pixabay, okay? And let's just say I wanted to use this image here, okay? So I come over here, and I'm going to choose the large image. Okay, the original is pretty huge. Okay, it's 6,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels. Okay, and that's enormous. So if you're not sure about what the sizes really mean here, okay, what we're looking at is, if you were to look at the size of this image here from the left to the right all the way over to the top to the bottom, we're probably looking at around 1,800 pixels by 400 or 500 pixels high. Okay, so you can always size this down since the width and the height are a little bit bigger than normal. But what you would not want to do is get this small image and try to expand it or blow it up to make it fit right here, because then it looks pixelated, it looks fuzzy. Okay, so I'm not a designer or a professional designer, but I can do my own, on my sites and stuff. And so that's why I'm doing this tutorial for you, is to kind of just show you how to get your feet wet and how to customize your site, doing it yourself. But me and my team, we do custom site designs, and And these are the some of the tools that we consider using. But for the the primary objective for this training system here that I'm going through is just to show you how to take these free commercial images and use them yourself if you're bootstrapping your site or your business, and if you don't have a lot of cash to divvy out to other folks to do it for you, then this is a pretty easy way of doing it. Okay, so all right, so I'm just going to go here and click on the large image and download that. Okay, and might ask you to type in that code just to download it. And there it is, okay? So it should go into my downloads folder on my Mac. And now let's go over here to eCommerce XL on this demonstration site that I've been customizing here in this training process. And now you'll notice on the front page there's some different images that are sliding along here. Okay, this is the homepage slider. And this slider is called the Fusion slider when you go into the back end of your WordPress site. Okay, so when you go back to your admin and log in on the left-hand side, you just come down here to Fusion slider and click on Add or Edit Slides. Okay, and you'll see the demo data in here, these demo slides, and I taught you how to import this demo data from Avada into your site in our last tutorial in part 2. Okay, so if you don't know how to do that, just look at part 2 on this video training series, and it shows you how to do that. Okay, if you don't see anything in here, that's just assuming if you wanted to customize these demo slides. If not, you just click on Add New Slide. As easy as that. Okay, so we're just going to edit one of these here, and we're just going to come in here and click on, let's just edit this one slide right here, home 1, slide 1. Okay, so now you'll notice here that inside of this slide settings, you can customize like the background. Okay, in this particular situation, we're customizing an image. We're not using a video, but you could. Okay, you could copy a video from YouTube or Vimeo, or even your own video from, let's say you're hosting your video on Amazon storage, okay, or your own server somewhere. You could do that, okay? But for this particular situation, we're just going to customize this image right here and come in here to the Fusion slider and identify that it is an image, which is already marked, and then content and alignment. Okay, we're going to keep that marked. It's going to keep that text right there in the center. And you'll notice I'm just going back and forth. Okay, this is the home page and this is the back end. Okay, so the heading separator, just keep that marked as none. If you want to keep all these settings as is, then just move on. Okay, but the heading font size is this right here. How big this text is. Okay, how big the lettering is. So if you wanted to take it down or make it bigger, then you could just change that. Okay, to bigger, smaller. Okay, and then you can customize the color and the background and all these other things here. Okay, so when you come down here to the caption area, okay, this is the text that I just put in here, and you'll notice that text is right here. Okay, so fairly straightforward and easy to customize. So if you wanted to change that, you just change that text and then move on, and I'll show you where to save it when you're done. And you can play around with these other settings to see how you want to customize the look and feel of your particular site. Okay, so if you wanted to change the caption color or the font size of that particular text, then you could do that very easily. Okay, just by changing the number there. Okay, and then down at the very bottom of the settings here for this particular slide, you'll notice that there's a button section, which is right here. Okay, get started now. Okay, that's again customizable, very easy to do. So this button content, don't worry about changing anything in there except for the text right there. See where it says "Get started now!" exclamation point. Okay, that's what you find in the button there. Okay, so all this other stuff up here is just the short code data that generates the look and the appearance of this button here. Okay, so don't worry about changing all this shortcode stuff unless you wanted to change like the color of the button. Okay, this the F's right here is for white, and the same thing right here. And so again, you can customize the colors of that, and that's called a hex code with a pound sign and with the numbers in there. Okay, so I have a little tool on my Mac called a color picker, and you can download that for free, or you can go to the internet, go to Google, and just type in hex codes, and you can get it, or even type in color picker, in Google if you don't have a Mac. And there's all kinds of tools you can use to pick or choose colors. Okay, but like this, I can click on that, and it'll highlight the color for me, and see that number in the middle of the circle. It tells me the color. Okay, and so if I wanted to choose a particular color, then I could copy that and replace that in the code right here to customize by my button. Okay, so that's how you do that. And then when you're all done with that section, you can scroll all the way up, and if you wanted to change out the background image, okay, we're going to do that right now, and just swap out this background image with that lavender image that we downloaded from Pixabay. Okay, so we're going to come back over here and go to the featured image. We're going to remove that and click on set featured image. And remember, we downloaded the image to our downloads folder on our computer. So we're just going to go to the downloads and look at, there's the image, and find it. Okay, and then we're going to open it. And once it's done uploading, then we're just going to click on set featured image, and then that's going to set that particular image for our background. So now you'll notice that it's taking just a little bit of time to upload, and when I show you how to optimize images, this will actually help solve this problem in the future, so these images will upload faster. Okay, so one of the issues that you experience with bigger images, okay, you'll notice, let me go here to that file, and you'll notice that this is, it's not a big file. It's only 434 kilobytes, so it's not too big of an image, but it is getting up there. We could probably reduce the file size and still keep the clarity of the image, and still get this down to maybe 100 kilobytes. We'll have to check that out when we do our image optimization. But so for some reason this is taking a little bit longer than normal, and so we'll have to maybe come back to it here in a second and check that out. But once you upload an image, you'll be able to click on set featured image and click on it, and click on set featured image, and then it'll show there. Okay, and then you're done. And then you just click on update, and you can go to your front view of your website and refresh the page, and you'll be able to see the changes right here. Okay, so let's just refresh, and okay, and this text got a little bit bigger because I made that 90, so it's kind of odd that that image is still not uploaded here. So some weird issue went on with that image that I downloaded, and so I'm just going to come in here and click on delete permanently and remove that out of my system. And this is probably actually a good time that I'll go into teaching you how to optimize images, since we're on that subject in this particular circumstance. So I'm going to go over here to Pixlr, pixlr.com/editor. Okay, and I briefly introduced this design tool to you guys in our previous part 2 tutorial. So to do this, let me just teach you a little bit about image optimization. Okay, and what that means. All it really means is you're taking an image and trying to keep the clarity of it, the look of the image as clear and crisp as possible. At the same time, trying to reduce the file size as low as possible. Okay, and the reason why we want to do that is because the images load faster on a website that really look nice, but they should look nice anyways, but have a low file size. And so as I pointed out in that particular situation here, here's this lavender picture, and it's 434 kilobytes. And so the idea with image optimization is to see if you can still keep the clarity of this image looking nice, but yet reduce this file size of 434 down to, let's say, even lower than that, okay? 300 or 200, even 100 or even lower. And you'll be able to look at the clarity of it as you look at the image inside of the editor, okay? So we're just going to upload that image into Pixlr. We're going to come here and open image from computer and go to the lavender picture and open it. Okay, and there it is. Now, there's not really a lot that we need to do. If you wanted to edit this particularly, then you could do that. Like you could put text on there or whatever. But in this case, all we're going to do is upload that picture for the background image on our website. So there's nothing really else we need to do to it except for just come up here to File and Save. And you'll see here in the quality, okay, that you could just bring this down to say like 45. And the size is 219 kilobytes, okay? It was 400 plus. We could probably take it down even lower. And to 28, 173. I'll have to see how it looks. Maybe we'll keep it to 22 quality and size 153 kilobytes. We're just going to rename this. So lavender resized and optimized, okay? Just so we know what it is and what we've done. We're going to click on OK. And it's going to ask us where we want to save that image. Okay, and we just saved it. Now I'm just going to go into my downloads folder again and look at it. So here's the original image right here. And here's the optimized image. Now, I don't really notice a difference. Do you? See, it looks very, very close. So you could probably actually come back and take this image and even make it lower. Okay, so save and bring this all the way down to even, like 10 quality. Or even lower, like 9. It's 104 kilobytes, okay? And then click on rename this here so we can kind of see the differences between all of them. Okay, so we made it even lower. Okay, so here's the image that we, now you'll notice here now that it's starting to get a bit blotchy. See that? Compared to the other one. Okay, this is the, this is the first optimized image, okay? And this is the second optimized image, and it's starting to get a little, blotchy, and it doesn't look as good, right? So you can see that we've taken the quality of image down as low as we probably could with this first one, and we'll probably just stick with that one, And so that'll load a lot faster. It's only 157 kilobytes compared to the original one, which was 434. Okay, and so the differences between these two are not that noticeable. Okay, but once you upload it, you might see a big difference. You'll have to upload it first and see. So let's upload it and see if there's any difference if it allows us to do that. So we're gonna go back here and upload it. Lavender resize optimized, because that was the first one. This is 157 kilobytes. And see if it loads faster this time. So again, I don't know. Yep, there it is. Awesome. Okay, so now it's uploaded. We're gonna click on set featured image, and there's our image. Okay, and we're gonna come up here and click on update, and then we saved it, and we're just gonna refresh the page, and there's our image now. Okay, so looks good. Okay, so we can go back and look at that. Okay, cool. So that looks sharp, and you can read the text. It's not hard to read, and you can move on. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to move on and show you the next steps here. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that things make sense to you on using Pixlr. So pixlr.com/editor is where you go. And we just went over how to optimize an image. And optimizing means that you just scale down the file size of the image while still maintaining the clarity of the picture. Okay. So let's go over here to our Fusion slider here and kind of point out that there's additional demo slides in here that it's up to you if you want to customize them or not. Okay, but we just did the first one, and there's all kinds of settings that we'll get into here in terms of allowing you to customize your site design without having to hire a designer or even learn how to do coding or get into the code of the actual design as well. Okay, so this is just all about using the existing Avada theme settings to customize the design of your site. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to show you where to go underneath the Avada theme settings. You go up here to Avada and go to theme options, and this is where you go to customize the design of your site. Okay, now when I say the design of your site, that's just very general, and so what that means is the design of your site is the look and feel of your site, your logo and where that's going to be positioned, at the left or the middle or to the right. Okay, and there's settings you can easily adjust and adjust the position of that. Also with the presentation of the navigation bar and the button for your shop now and your search button. Okay. And then down below, how it's all presented. Whatever you want to present down here, you can choose that very easily. And I'll show you how to do that next, okay? So let's hop on over here to the Avada theme options. And by default, okay, remember we imported the demo data over to our site from Avada, and we did that by installing the demo. And then and so there's a number of settings that are already preset. Okay, it's already set to be wide, and the site width is 1170. Okay, so you don't really have to worry about adjusting that if you like the layout of your site already. Okay, so just read the description of each section. It'll tell you what it does and what it controls. Okay, but we're just going to come over here to the menu and kind of point out a few things here. Okay, the menu, like I said, is right here. Your navigation menu. There's the primary menu right here, and the top menu. Okay, which includes the cart, the account and shopping cart, and the social sharing buttons. Okay, so to change that, you come underneath the main menu, and you can say, okay, it controls the main menu height in pixel. So you could say, okay, I want this actually lower, and make it lower. Okay, and that's the actual height right here. Okay, and click on Save Changes, and then obviously you'll be able to go back to your site and refresh and see that the height has changed a little bit. Okay, this just moved up if you noticed. Okay, and then the main menu highlight bar size controls the size of the menu highlight bar. Okay, in pixels, and that's this right here. This little bar right above the home, how it moves. See that? So you can customize that and say, I want to make it thicker or smaller or not there at all. So you guys get the idea, right? Pretty straightforward and pretty simple to do. So the main menu drop-down shadow and all kinds of other juicy design stuff. Okay, so settings galore inside of this system here with Avada. All right, so we're not going to get into every single one of them, obviously, because it'll take a long time, but there's so many different circumstances and situations that we won't be able to cover them all, of course. So just know that you can come in here and have all kinds of options to customize your site, okay? So the mobile menu is really good to be aware of, because when people pull up your website, okay, that's how are they going to see their your site on their phone, So if you were to take your browser and kind of scale this down, resize it, okay, you can customize. This is the view on my laptop, but if you were to pull up your site on your phone, how does it look? Okay, and so that's where you can get into customizing that on your mobile menu. Okay, and I personally like the modern look. Okay, but you'll be able to test it out and see how it looks for you. Okay, so now we're just going to come in here to the colors and kind of show you just a little bit about that. So the predefined theme skin. Okay, as it says here, it controls the entire site color, and so you could change that along with the scheme right here and make it more predefined, along with the primary color. Okay, we're going to go into the header now, and this is what I was talking about here. This entire section right here, okay, is called your header with your logo and your navigation bar and your search. Okay, so to customize that, just come into header and say, okay, the header position, I want that to be the top. Select the header layout. Let's see, I think I'll go with the Avada. Let's see, I'll go with that one right here and put the logo in the middle. Okay, and you can customize where you want the slider to show. Here's the slider. You could show it right above it or right below it. Okay, the header content. Okay, the phone number, that's what it shows up above if you want to show that. Okay, and then because right here it says header content, social links, which is right here. And so if you wanted to change that, you could just say, okay, I want to just leave that empty or put my contact info there. And header content 2, navigation. Header content 2 is this section right here where it has shopping cart, my account, and cart. Okay. And then, of course, you can change that. And the email address. Okay, and just save changes. To do that, just come back over here to your site and refresh, and then you should be able to see your changes. Okay. So, notice that this information right here kind of blends in with the background, so you have to change the color to that. Okay. So when you come up here to the top, you'll be able to do that in more detail. Okay, and then we can come in here to the colors and customize any of the colors of the front bar and so forth. So I changed this to dark, and I think it was the default there as well. And you can also change the primary color as well. And so I did that, and we'll just change that here to a little bit darker. Okay, and then save changes. And then when you go to your site and refresh, then it should look like this. Okay, so now you'll notice that the navigation is left aligned. We want to make this in the center. Okay, so the logo is centered, and we did that by going into the logo section, and you can say, okay, I want my logo in the center. Okay, and then the same thing with like the menu. If you want the main menu alignment, okay, we can come in here to the main menu and look at the also the search icon. Okay, if you didn't want to have this icon right here, you can. That's where you go to just turn that off. Okay, and the background color, separator, typography. Okay, this is the font style, and okay, main menu text line. Okay, we're gonna center that. Okay, to align that all along with the logo. Main menu font hover color. Okay, so we're just gonna make this. See if when we move our mouse over it, it keeps that color right there. And so if we wanted to match my logo, then we could use our color picker right here and move it over and say, okay, I want to make it that darker color, and copy that hex code, and then go back and say, I'm just going to change that to the darker color. See that? And then save the changes. Okay, and the same process as we did. We just go to the front page again and refresh it, and there we go. Okay, so now if you don't see any changes on your site for some reason, then that means that assuming that you made the changes back here. Okay, if you made the changes back here and you went to the front page of your site and refreshed, okay, did a hard refresh, like just click on refresh right here, or on your keyboard and refreshed it, then if you didn't see the changes, then you would have to go into your browser cache and clear it. Okay, so inside of Google Chrome with me, you would go over here to, since I'm using Google Chrome, these three bars right here, and go to More Tools and Clear Browsing Data. And once you do that, then you might see all these boxes checked. If you do, just click this box right here only, Cached Image and Files. Okay, and click on Clear Browsing Data. And once you do that, then come back here to your site and refresh the page, and then you should see the changes that you made already. It's just that the browser was pulling up old information. Okay. So now that we've customized the the logo and the navigation bar. Okay, now notice when I scroll down, the logo kind of disappears, and the navigation right here stays. That's called a sticky header or sticky navigation. And again, it's up to you if you want to keep that or not by going back in here and customizing the menu to be sticky or not. Okay, so header, and you could say, actually the header controls more general stuff. I'm sorry, so sticky header is where we wanted to be. So the sticky header is what I just pointed out. It stays as a person scrolls down, and you can just turn that off if you wanted to. It's a good idea to keep that because it provides a good user-friendly way for people to navigate your site instead of having to scroll up every single time to find what they want to click on, So I would recommend that you just keep that. Okay, so now we're going to just move on and customize the home page here, okay, that we've been working on. We've started up at the very top and worked our way down, okay? So I showed you already an example of how to customize the slider image right here using the Fusion slider. And the rest of the sections right here are found on the actual page itself for the home page. So they're not going to be found inside of the Avada theme options. Okay, the theme options right here cover all-encompassing details with your site adjustments. Okay, more general, all-encompassing instead of more specific of pages. Okay, you can get more customized within each individual page by just going into pages. Okay, if you change like the logo here in the Avada theme options, it's going to change the logo on the entire website. Make sense? And same thing with colors and all the other stuff. Okay, so this is site-wide changes. So now we want to go into the pages and edit the home page and customize that specific one. So when we come in here, we scroll down here and identify which one is identified as the front page. Okay, you might have some other pages here if you imported the demo data. So we're just going to edit this home page. And so the nature of the way the Avada theme is programmed is it has this Fusion builder built into it. Okay, that allows you to build your page however way you'd like to structure it. So you come in here to the page and edit it. And since we've already imported the demo data, then there's already some containers and details to work with already, okay? So you'll see here that it says featured products, must-have products from our top seller. Okay, that data is right here. That text is right there on the home page, okay? So if you wanted to change that, again, you just go in there and move your mouse over the particular box and click on the pencil. Okay, that's super small, but that's what it is. And you click on Edit Element. And then you can go through and just align, adjust, whatever you want, but we're just going to change the text here to say something else. We could say, top ecom XL products. And then click on Save. And then customize the text down below. And again, we're not going to really get into all the details of customizing text here, but just show you where to go to do that, okay? And then the full width container is this right here. Okay, this next container is what you see with those guys demonstrating their jackets, okay? So full width container inside of there is a builder element. So column options, builder elements. And you can use any of these little tools, as they call them, builder elements, to put them inside of these boxes down here, okay? And these boxes are called full width containers. So you can click on it, kind of move it around, and that's the big box, so to speak, and you can put whatever you want inside of that box, okay? And so in this case, the first full width container has text in there, okay? And they just use the text block, and they can drag it in there, and see it, click on it and drag it and put it in there. So that, okay, but I'm just gonna delete that one here. And so that's how this information is being presented on the home page, okay? And so this is the first full width container right here, and the second full width container is right here. So we're just going to come along here and edit that and say, okay, I want still to be layout horizontal, and then tab 1. I could change that to say herbs, and then I can customize what I want to show here, okay? And the same thing with tabs 2. Okay, it could be supplements. Okay, so, and essential oils. Okay, so then we're going to click on save and update. And the same process that we went through earlier, just save it. Always save your work and come back to the front page of your site, refresh, and scroll down to see where you made your changes, and then you should see the changes, okay? Okay, here's the tabs that I added, okay? So now we're going to add the products or display the products in there, okay? So we're just going to come back over here and customize the actual boxes here where it says winter collection, okay? Again, we're just going to move forward with change of that and save. Now it's in white font, which is why you didn't see it right off the bat. So I'm just going to rename these and herbs, supplements, and text, and customize it to say what I want it to say. Okay. So then you can move forward with anything else you want to put in there, okay? So I'm just going to come down here and show you the Woo carousel. Okay, the carousel that you see is the scrolling of these products right here. See where it kind of carousels along here? Okay, that section is right here in this full width container. And then to edit that, we just go into here and say, okay, I want to present specific types of product categories. Okay, instead of accessories, remember we added products to our site already. So we're just going to click in this select options. We're going to choose, okay, I'm going to choose herbal formulas, okay? And if there's anything else, essential oils, okay? And you can choose how many products at a time you want to display. Okay, you can say 8. And adjust if you want to have the title of the product on rollover. See this title right here? If you want to have that or not. So all kinds of options that you can use to customize your site. And we're just going to click on save now. And now when we go to the home page, we might not want to have like these sections right here at all. So to do that, you just if you want to remove them, just come here to the full width container, and let's say you want to remove this whole area. Well, you just delete it, okay? And it's gone. Okay, and then the full width container. For the next section, I'll just delete that one. And there's another carousel of images right here that we may or may not want. So I'm just going to delete all that stuff right now. And the testimonials, and from our blog, and the recent posts, okay? And then the featured and on sale, see that stuff is down here at the very bottom. Featured, on sale, top rated. So I'm going to delete that as well, and I'll probably keep this just for the sake of demonstration. Okay, and And then down at the very bottom, we have subscribe and get now. This is a good idea to keep if you want to tie your site into your email marketing system. Okay, we'll get into that into our marketing training series. Okay, after this tutorial is done. So look out for that announcement. It's going to be awesome because that's where you start to get traffic and generate money. Okay, so we can come up here and just save our work. And then, again, refresh the page to see how we like it. Okay, so we did that slider, and here's our products. Okay, and we'll probably delete that. Bestsellers. We'll have to resize this image right here, but you'll notice that it is it's presenting these products now for us. Okay, so now I'm leaving this as a bigger image on here for a reason, because I'm going to show you how to resize that on your site, because a number of you might have that same issue, and so I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, but that's all there is to it when it comes to customizing your pages on your site. Okay, you'll want to do that on each and every individual page. So let me show you how to customize your navigation menu right here. Okay, you'll notice that when I move my mouse over categories, there's this cool little drop-down menu. This is called a mega menu, and let me show you how to customize that. Okay, so to do that, you come underneath the appearance and go into your widgets. Okay, and so you'll notice that there's a number of different sections that it's identifying: men, women, accessories. Okay, and so men, women, accessories, promotion. Okay, so that's what these sections are right here. And when you scroll down a little bit, if you're not familiar with widgets, all they are simply tools or things that you can use to present on your website. Okay, so you'll notice that these are available, meaning that you can click on any of them and drag them and drop them and put them over here. Okay, or if you didn't want to have it over there, you click on it again and just drag it and drop it and remove it. Okay, so we're just going to remove some of these right here and get them out of the road, since we don't really need them there. Okay, and now over here on the containers here for the drop-down menus, okay, we have men, women, accessories, and promotion, and you'll see women, accessories, and men right here. Okay, these are the containers that you can put different images in there. And so I'm just going to open up the boxes for all of these, and you'll notice that the code in here is pretty much the same except for some of the details of the images. And so what you would want to do is come over here to your open up a different tab, keep this page open, but come over here to the media, and we're going to open this in a new tab. And we're just going to go over to the media library and copy a different image. Okay, so if our goal is to replace this image with, let's say, a product image, okay, we're going to change that. Okay, so we're going to go over here and say we wanted to take this tea tree image right here. We're going to click on edit, and we're going to get the URL for that image. And then we'll just copy it and bring it back over here to the widgets spot, and then replace it. So let's come up here and show you, because it can be a little bit tricky with this particular adjustment. So you don't have to have that drop-down menu there at all. So, but if you wanted to have it, this is how you customize it. Okay. So first step is you would want to come up here and click on Add New Widget section. And I'm just going to title this herbs. Okay, there it is. And once you add that, then it should add a new section down here for your widgets. Okay, and you open it up. And once you open it up, you can click on an available widget text. You drag it over and put it in there. Okay, and we're going to just copy, the text inside of here for the previous drop-down menu, and then we're going to customize it. Okay, so let's go back here and copy this URL. Here's the URL for this image. Okay, we're just going to copy it and look in the code here for herbs and look at, okay, here's the link. This is the link that people will go to when they click on it, but here's the image right here. See, image, here's the source. Now make sure you don't delete the quotes, but you start with HTTP and you go all the way down to where it ends right there. And again, don't delete the quotes, so you just highlight just that link and paste the new image that you want there instead. Okay, and you click on save. Okay, so now we have the herbs. Okay, so I'm just going to do one, and you could do the rest of them if you wanted to. So again, we're changing the image right here, and we're going to swap it out with an image that represents our herb category for our store. So we've adjusted the text, the code for the image of herbs, and then we're going to go over here to the menus underneath appearance, and we're going to present it. Okay, so in the menus, we come in here and choose the main menu, and we're going to select it. And when we scroll down, we'll see the products, categories. Okay, so categories. So we're going to click on that and open it up. And instead of men, we're going to call it herbs. And from the mega menu widget area, we're going to choose herbs. Yeah. And now we might have to replace this entire thing here, but we'll have to see if it allows us to change that specifically as it is. And so let's save it and refresh the page and see what it looks like. And see if it actually did it. If not, then we'll just re-add the link there altogether. So, yeah, okay, it did it. So, there it is, okay? And that's how you customize your mega menu for your Avada navigation, okay? All right, so let's come back here to the overview of what I'm teaching here today. So, I've taught you how to find and use free commercial images for your site, and I've taught you how to customize your site using the Avada Premium theme settings. And there's a lot more to that, and so you'll just have to spend some time going into the Avada theme settings and looking at what you want to customize, and just know that you can customize anything you want in there, okay? And then I showed you how to design and upload your logo. So in my case, I already had a logo designed, but if you needed to get a logo designed, then you could come over here to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and simply look for someone who does a logo design. And they can do it for $5, and there's all kinds of great logo designers. Okay, this guy here, Gig Blast, he's done a logo design for 29,000 plus people. Okay, he does it for $10, but most of them will be for $5, and you can easily get these people to, do a logo design for you. So when I come over here to Fiverr, I simply look at a logo designer that I like. Okay, and I look at their work. Okay, and I'll do some trainings on this in more depth in the future on outsourcing, but just know that if you didn't know how to design your own logo, then you could come over here and easily find someone to do it for very cheap, and they do it really, really nice for you. So look at their work and see if you like it, and if you do, then just click on select and customize, and they would customize or create your logo for you, okay? Just walk through the instructions. Okay, you can read up on what the design, or gig as they call it, okay, promises. And so in this case, they promise you, 2 logo concepts and a bunch of other stuff right here you can look at, okay? So that's just one way of getting your logo done. If you have design talent, you should be able to use Photoshop or even Pixlr, as I showed you earlier, and you can create your own logo in here. And then go back into your Avada theme settings and just upload your logo into the logo settings. All right. And so I also mentioned that I would explain what a favicon is for those of you that don't know that. So a favicon is simply a little icon up at the top of your tab in your browser. See this PX for Pixabay, and this is another design tool called Canva that I'll get into in a moment. Okay, this is a favicon, and it's just there for branding and helping people easily navigate to your site once they have a number of tabs open like I do. Okay, so to do that, you would just go into your photo editor like Pixlr and upload your image. Okay, and make the size. Okay, we're going to create a new image and make the width and the height 35 by 35 or 16 by 16. Okay, both of those image sizes will work. And then I just usually mark it as transparent. Okay, and I'm just going to mark it as 35 and label it favicon, and there it is. Okay, so this is the size that you would want, and then you could upload your logo and make it fit right in the middle of there, or just a portion of your logo. Okay, so in my case, I have some text underneath my logo, and so if I wanted to, let's come here and open up an image. If I wanted to take, let's go into my logos. Okay, and I'm just going to upload a smaller, well, it's 125 by 125. Okay, and it's still too big, right? So I'm just going to take that and go up here to the top where it says image and image size, and then I'm going to resize it. So I'm just going to say this, keep this. I'm going to make it actually a little bit smaller than 35, so I make it 34 by 34. It'll keep the proportions correct. And then after I've resized it, I'm going to take this layer and drag it over and put it on the top here. So I'm going to click on that and drag it over, put it on top, and there it is. Okay, so there's my little favicon. And now at this point, I'm just going to click on save and make this the file type PNG. Okay, and there's the favicon. I'm just going to click on OK, and this is going to be saved in my, let's save this into my downloads so I can easily find it. Okay, so now that I've saved that, I'm going to come back over here to the logo settings and click on favicon and upload it. Okay, so upload file, downloads, there's my favicon, and it's uploading here. Okay, and there it is. Once we click on select, I'll do the same thing for the Apple, iPhone, and iPad, so when people pull it up on that, then they'll still be able to see it. So let's click on that and we'll customize it and save the changes. Okay, so once we do that, then we should see this favicon right up at the top when we refresh our page. If not, we might have to clear our cache, but yep, we do. Okay, see that? Beautiful. So that's a favicon, all right? So now that you know how to do that, the last thing I'm going to be doing is just recapping on how to optimize your images. And I went over that already here today because we had just a slight issue with uploading that slider image on our website, and that's where I showed you how to do that. So just know that when you upload your product images, okay, you want to resize your images to be all the exact same sizes and widths. Okay, and make sure that they're not big, all right, in terms of file size. And so then you'll be able to upload them very easily and they'll load fast on your website. Because the last thing you want is to have someone pull up your website and it takes forever to pull up. In this day and age, people want things to pull up fast, and they don't want to wait around, and it decreases conversions, meaning people buying on your website if your site loads slow. So just keep that in mind. You could take any of your product images and upload them into Pixlr right here and resize them as I showed you earlier, okay? So that's the, let's say we took this image right here, and you'll notice that this is a file size 273 kilobytes, okay? Well, I'm just going to copy that and bring it over to Pixlr and open image from URL, since I copied a URL. And it's 800 by 800. So if I want to leave that size, that's fine. But if I want to just reduce the file size to make it load faster, then I got to just click on quality and bring it down a bit. Okay, and then it'll load faster on my site. And if you do this on all of your products, then your site will load obviously a lot faster, because spread across a lot of images on the same page. Okay, if you were to go to your shop, okay, this page right here will load a lot faster on a lot of browsers if each one of these images are scaled down to a lower file size. So all right, folks, well, that wraps up our tutorial on part 3 on how to design your WordPress e-commerce site. So have a great day.